I feel like I'm not playing PoE if I spend time on elite mechanics. Okay, so I'm gonna pause the music. So here's my problem. I have the same problem with this league mechanic as I have with Sanctum. I don't feel like I'm playing an ARPG. I don't feel like I'm playing Path of Exile when I'm engaging these two mechanics. I feel like I'm doing some other indie game, you know, fucking side thing. Or what do you call it? Roguelike game on the side with a PoE you know, cover on it. That's how I feel. Right? I don't think Sanctum is a problem. I think Sanctum is a really, really good mechanic. I think a lot of people enjoy that mechanic. I can choose not to engage with it because I don't feel like it. I don't like it. But some people do. And I think that's really good that it exists for those type of people because it's a well-made mechanic. Now, if we talk about the approach of Trial of the Ancestors, then we're in a position where I feel like, again, this is more like a roguelike side thing. I don't play an ARPG when I'm doing it. There's no catch-up mechanic. So I had to go through, what, almost 2 hours of grinding out to get the ranking to fight enemies at my level, and I'm level 90. So I had to go through this several times over, and the rewards were terrible, which I guess would make sense. Now that I'm at the highest level of monster scaling on the enemies, the rewards I get is completely irrelevant. Like, I've done this quite a few times now. I know some other people have done it more, and the best reward I got was an Exalted Orb. And eventually, I'm going to run out of these coins and have to do maps to get more coins, unless I purchase them, I guess, to keep doing this. But the rewards have been very... Like, I don't mind that there's random rewards, but it's like, across the board, it feels really bad. And the times that I've had a good reward has been a lucky div card that just happened to be valuable on the market, or a unique item that happened to be valuable on the market because it's popular in 1 or 2 builds or something, which I seriously doubt GGG has planned for. That they're like, oh, but that item is currently priced at this amount, so we should put this at this rarity in the reward structure. I don't think they do that. The other part I have is that I don't like the interface when it comes to the units. Like, when I'm going to hire guys, right now I have some Valaco, so I have to either do this and hover over, look at the icon, and see that, well, that's this guy here. That's the dude. And then I go to this guy. I first have to go through this fucking menu, then click on View Favor. And once I've done View Favor, I can see that, okay, there's this is the unit. These are the units, sorry, that I can purchase, or these are the items. I can drag them here, and I can purchase there, and I can sell any unit I have here to get favor with this specific individual. Now, when I'm done with this, well, I can hover over here and see, well, Navali is 500. Where the fuck is Navali? Oh, she's back here. I have to run over there, do the same thing, and be like, okay, well, she can sell you Honor Warriors or Tough Snacks, and item they can drag over here, or you can purchase this, right? And then I have to go through this again and see that, well, Rongu Kurai seems to be an icon down here. That's this guy. Okay, great. Shut up and let me see the favor. Okay, so I have access to these things. I can buy this and whatnot, and it's like, I don't know, it's just, that feels like a nuisance to me, to run around trying to get those units sorted. And I just feel like everything with the mechanic feels more and more like a nuisance than anything else. And it's really, 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 really frustrating. The other problem I have with it, so if we go to the menu and I say that, well, I'm super excited about getting 8 jeweler orbs. There's no information on the enemy. It just says that I'm eliminated on the next loss because I, you know, long story. I choose select, right? Navala's gonna bitch and moan a little bit, and then I get to choose my minions, right? And now I can choose where to place these. And it looks like this from the start. And I can put items if I have that I can place. And I can look at the enemy's positions. All right, I see that he has an attacker, and that's the flanker, a flanker symbol, and a defender symbol. There's no information other than that here. Escort, I actually haven't really grasped the idea what the escorts are doing, but whatever. And then I can hover over my unit to Atara. Specialty, nothing. Okay, engages in melee combat. Okay, I can put him in defensive. That means that this person will try to defend the totems. I can put him on a flanker. That means he's going to go around here to try to attack totems on the side, or these guys go for the other side. Or I can put him on escort, which I'm assuming he's just going to run with these units, I guess. I don't know. Or they're escorting me. They're escorting me. Okay. So these guys are running with me then. So Tuatara is like, I can put him as an attacker because he's going to be in melee combat, right? And then you have throws cold spells from a distance. Okay, well, How about I put them on attacker or have them with me? And then we have the special units like the Warcaller. Buffs with onslaughts, tribal passive, ignores some enemy block chance, unaffected by taunt, and inspiring blow blows and long note on the horn, giving onslaught to all nearby allies for 20 seconds. Alright, so it's like a buffer. That could be great to have with me, for example. I get that. And then we have this tribal passive, steal mana. This is a wave of water, knocking back any enemies struck with it. I think this is a really good defender, personally, because it makes makes units just get the fuck off the totems from what I've experienced so far. Resist elements. So basically just set this up of how you want to run it and where you want to have your units. And the idea when you start fighting is that when someone dies, they will be resurrected by their totem or at their totem. And you have to channel by holding down left click on a totem to disable it. So you basically have to cover your totems and attack the other totems and try to like weave in and decide how your units are moving and how they're behaving. And try to like either join the fight in the middle, try to win that fight so you have an upper hand in seizing and attacking the enemy's totems. Because once you kill a totem, the unit associated with that totem is gone. The problem I encountered was that there was a lot of 5+ second stuns and one-shot situations. Now I will be a little bit reserved on the one-shot because I am still in day one gear. I'm not really super tanky, and I'm doing what's equivalent to tier 16 maps, I'd assume. So basically you can start a fight in the middle, right? And you start fighting these, and they hurt a lot. And I can see on the mini-map if one of my totems are being attacked, it will mark up with a cross. If I start channeling on this totem, I have to left click and hold it down. Once it's done, we have now killed that totem. And check how the fight's going. Okay, well, this guy's attacking my totem here. Well, let's just cover this one. And this is the first fight, and this is always very easy. And what I've realized is that it's just easier for me to literally just go in and ignore the defense, drop my minions in the middle, and just go attack these totems. And that's it. The stuns that are happening, I talked about, is happening when you're channeling on a totem and you get hit by a target. I'm going to show you here. That's a death draw. You cannot perform action as a result of taking damage from hits while banishing an ancestral totem, which is quite frustrating in general. From my experience, actually, we're losing some totems back here. So I can start channeling, and I got hit, and obviously you can try to avoid this. I just feel like there's a lot of nuisances, and it just feels frustrating, in my opinion. Like I've done it so much. The last couple of hours, and I just feel like it's just frustrating across the board to do this personally, and the rewards don't feel justified for the time it takes to do a fight. And obviously this one's extra long because I'm not playing it properly. Normally I would just be very aggressive and seize this, and it will actually be pretty easy. The higher level ones, or the further in the tournament, if you will, the harder it gets. And I've only had a couple of interactions in this mechanic that has been rather interesting, that I feel like, oh, I had to run back, defend, and then go back to attacking, and then back to defending. It felt like it was a fun experience, but out of several hours of doing this, that happened maybe 3 times. Everything else was just like, it was just annoying. And the reward I get, 8 jeweler orbs, and the time I spent was several minutes, if I do it properly, several minutes to do this, setting up the units, placing them, going into the mechanic, doing the actual stuff. And then we can look at the Hall of the Ancestors and go into the next area. Obviously, I get more juice to buy more units. And I can see that the rewards I have, you know, I can get some, you know, attack damage. These lights are pretty cool tattoos. So the tattoos are the cool thing with this. But my biggest problem is that I don't feel incentivized to go through what I feel is an extreme nuisance and being super annoying for me to engage with this league mechanic. I was looking forward to do this because I like auto battles normally. Not anymore, apparently. Thank you, by the way. I feel like I don't want to engage with this mechanic anymore. I'm done. I don't want to. This will be exactly like Sanctum for me, but Sanctum was a good mechanic. This is just like Sanctum but bad. That's how I feel. Anyways, that's basically my my thoughts around the mechanic.